Greetings everybody, and welcome back to For Fun Friday, where I, your incredibly relaxed host, decides to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Yep, there's no restrictions on it, that's it folks. I hope you have your brew of choice, because today we're diving back into a deck that we've actually played before. Some of you have seen the title of it already, some of you see the card on the left. I think a lot of you might know what this is. This week, we're going to have a look at what the full power Shaddoll from Scratch deck would have looked like. Now, having a look at the deck, you'll see that there's quite a few cards missing from it if you were to build this deck today. And yes, that's kind of the point. Back when the series was made, the final set released was Genesis Impact, meaning anything after that, I've just ignored, right? But there were a few cards in the Shaddoll from Scratch series that I unfortunately never got to get my hands on, even though they were on my radar. I had to make do with what I had, such as, the Way of Sealed Only. So we're just going to go through them, enjoy our time, and see just what my original vision for the deck might have been able to do. Let's go over the deck quickly, shall we? We, of course, have the Daddy Dragoon package ready here because this man literally carried us through a majority of our games just due to how freaking good he is. In a deck that can combo with a single Shaddoll fusion, there's no reason not to play him. He's great. We are then running one Fleur-de-Lis and one Ecclesia, which never made it into the series deck because, well, Rise of the Duelist was incredibly freaking expensive. I opened it once, hoping that I could find at least Ecclesia, but no luck. I unfortunately found nothing in the packs other than Dogmatic Punishments, and in the final build of the deck, they simply weren't useful enough, because taking extra deck space away from other things wasn't worth it. We're then playing 3 of our normal summonable Invokers, simply because this is one of the key pieces to this deck. It gives us a free fusion spell, we can go a Mechaba route, it's pretty good. The thing with this is I only found 2 in the series, I would have liked to run 3, but such is the way of things. We're then running one Shaddoll Beast, simply because it allows us to draw a card if we don't want to set up for a combo with Wendy. One Niel Shaddoll Ariel, because it is part of our combo piece. One Trick Clown, which is also part of our combo piece and therefore is necessary. One Shaddoll Dragon, which has actually done a lot throughout the series in popping back row when used for fusions. 2 Squamantas, in order to thin our deck out and dump anything else into the graveyard when we need an effect. 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring as our hand trap flavor of choice. 3 Reshaddoll Wendy, simply because this is both a combo piece and an incredible utility tool. 2 Hedgehogs, because if we need to set something, it is most likely this. For spells, we're running 1 Harpy's Feather Duster for obvious reasons, 2 Invocations, which is 1 more than we did in the original Shaddoll from Scratch, because this card is incredibly good, and only having 1 actually hurt a lot throughout the course of the series. 1 Red Eyes Fusion, because Red Eyes Fusion is how we get to Dragoon. 3 of the best card in the deck, Shaddoll Fusion, and is the entire point why we built the deck to go second for the most part. This card, by itself, will end on a full board of Dragoon, any fusion, whatever, any additional fusion, the IP Masquerena, and the Verte. So these 2 will become the Mech Crusadia Abramex, which will be protected thanks to Masquerena, and it's just really good. Right, then we have 1 Terraforming, 2 Sorcerer Magical Meltdowns, 2 Super Polymerizations as control tools, because this deck is still incredibly adaptable when it comes to snatching your opponent's monsters, 3 of the aforementioned Magical Meltdown, because this both protects our fusions and searches the normal summonable boy, 2 Dogmatic Punishments, which are now actually in the deck, because we now have the space to run them, and having additional control tools is really nice. The 2 Infinite Impermanences, we're not choosing to run 3, simply because we don't want to brick on them, and they act as extra fodder for Mechaba. 1 Reshaddoll Incarnation as a combo piece, and a Shaddoll Schism as a control tool. We did get to play with Shaddoll Schism in the final few episodes thanks to the Starship mechanic of that season, but we didn't really get much use out of it, unfortunately. Then for the extra deck, we're playing 1 Invoked Mechaba and 1 Invoked Augides. We're actually not going super hard on the Invoked Fusion here. We've chosen to take out Purgatrio to focus more on the combo aspect of things. You could additionally just remove cards like Starving Venom Fusion Dragon and potentially Borosaur Dragon and fit more invoked stuff in, but I don't feel like it. We literally just want to see this guy once anyway, so who cares. 2 Shaddoll Construct, because they are combo pieces and incredible control tools on the board. Our aforementioned Daddy Dragoon. Starving Venom Fusion Dragon as our most generic super polymerization target, in case we get to face Dragoon ourselves, or we just need to get rid of 2 monsters on the board. 1 El Shaddoll Apkalone, because Apkalone has surprisingly done a lot throughout the entire series that we did. People tend to forget that this thing negates a card on the field permanently. It's kinda good. El Shaddoll Winda, of course, as the best going first control tool there has been in quite a while, and an Elder Entity, and Tis simply to, pop off of the Dogmatica punishment. We are including this only for that reason, basically. You can also use this when it's in the graveyard to fodder on a redo if you want. Boros Sword Dragon as our OTK finisher in times when we need it. Cross Sheep as a combo tool. IP Masquerena because we do have quite a few forests we can go into and protecting them would be nice. Predaplant Verti Anaconda for obvious reasons. This is a fusion deck after all. Artemis the Magistus Moon Maiden to link off of Alistair to make a 1-card Makaba. And Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax as an alternative finisher because this card with the protection from IP Masquerena is great. Right, that is the basic structure of the deck, I guess. Let's go into 5 games and let's see what Shaddoll from scratch was meant to do. Right, game number 1 here against Zacharias. That's an incredibly normal name, all things considered. Let's enjoy some coffee, shall we? Right, our starting hand for going first is not great. Let's go for the terraforming first to see if we can bait something out, but no. We do get ourselves a Magical Meltdown, which we will activate to get ourselves the boy. We'll go ahead and we'll activate him in order to attempt to search an invocation, which we do get to do, actually. So we're going to go into the Magistus Moon Maiden. We're going to activate the invocation, of course, making... The question is, do we make... No, we definitely make Makaba here. We'll make Makaba. We'll activate the invocation, of course, to get our boy back. We have a full hand. We don't really have a good target for Super Poly here, so we're just going to keep the rest of the stuff in our hand and pass the turn back. Only 1 negate, unfortunately, but this, of course, is a going second build of the deck, so going first is very detrimental to us. Scapegoat. That is okay. Now I kind of regret taking out Purgatria, because that would have done really well killing Scapegoat. I don't think that matters too much. We do still have ways to get around Scapegoats. Punching a lot is the answer to that. The true name. Raw. We are actually going to negate the true name because I don't feel like dealing with it. The true name is scary. Because if he most likely has the deck stacked in a way where something named Raw is going to show up if that's what he names. So we'll just go ahead and not let him do that. Super Polymerization is kind of dead in this game, which is very unfortunate. We will go ahead and normal summon the Alistair again. We'll activate the effect again. This will give us the invocation, right? Now the real question is, where do we go from there? Because we don't really have a good way of doing anything now. Yeah, this is a bit unfortunate. We're just gonna go in and we're gonna attempt to pop some of the scapegoats here. Because he is definitely protecting it from Raw and things, and we don't necessarily want them to be used for anything else. I think we'll simply sit on that. Next turn we can do some more shenanigans if we really want to go for it, but I doubt that we'll have to. We'll see what he ends up doing here. It'll be an interesting journey. I love that Omega actually has the original sheep tokens as well. That's very nice. Alright, so we got an infinite impermanence in our hand, which means we can actually abuse it now, which is really good. We'll normal summon the Shaddoll Hedgehog here. The reason we're doing this, of course, is to go into Verti Anaconda. We're going to activate Verti Anaconda's effect to make ourselves the Daddy Dragoon. Just so we have it available for us, because at this point, it's kind of necessary. With this, of course, we can pop the 2 tokens, meaning we can start dealing direct damage instead. We still have a Trap and Spell Negate and an Omni Negate off of Dragoon, so that should be enough to carry us through playing against the true name. It's a shame Super Poly is really, really dead here, but I love using Super Poly. It's one of my favorite cards ever, I think. Yeah, I don't think it matters what you end up setting here, considering I can negate both of them. Well, let's see, though. Setting a monster. Ooh. Harpy's Feather Duster. Go right ahead. I do not care about Meltdown being destroyed, I'll be perfectly honest with you. Cool. Shaddoll Fusion is a little bit late. We'll go ahead and we'll pop the monster. Reckless Greed, go right ahead, buddy. It was Escape Ghosts. You thought, my friend, you thought. We'll go in with the Dragoon here and finish the game off. And that'll be it. That might have been the raw structure deck, actually. I'm not entirely certain. It kind of looked like it. Regardless, we'll head on to game number 2, and we'll see what else Omega has to throw at us. Well, here we go. Duel number 2 against that name. I don't know what that name is, and I will choose not to pronounce it for the safety of my own sanity. We will choose to go second whenever possible, simply because we want to break boards, and our going second hand this time is actually kind of good. It's weird, don't get me wrong, but it's playable. Mostly thanks to Super Poly, I'll be honest here. Without Super Poly, this hand would be questionable. Red Ice Fusion in hand is also never a good thing to have, but we'll deal with it somehow. Oh no, it appears we have found a thinker. As always. Oh, okay, never mind. We're safe. Pot of Desires off the top. Okay, set 1 Pot of Desires. That's kind of interesting, actually. Uh-huh. Ooh, drawing a Shaddoll Aerial here is not great either. Right, I think we melt down here so we can protect our fusion. Because it is a fusion card, meaning he can only Ash this if he wants to. So we'll do that. Hardcast Red Ice Fusion. It does go through, which is very nice. So we'll just activate this and we will pop whatever that is. It is a Sangan. What? What? Sangan in 2020. What am I playing against? Relinquished? Am I playing against, like, old school decks for some reason? Is it Goat Day today? Have I, like, just missed out on an entire day of content that I didn't know about? Like, Goat Day. Because if it's Goat Day, then holy shit, I'm in, but you should have told me. First we played the raw, like, structure deck, and now we're playing Sangan Turbo. I'm super confused. If it's Relinquished, then how do you play Relinquished? I wish I knew. Relinquished is a really cool deck. Like, they have so many good supporting monsters. I really, really want to abuse them more. Instant Fusion is such a good card. Alright, Big Bop. And we'll just pass turn on that, I guess. 4,000 life points to go. Next turn, you're dead in case you don't clear everything here. We also have a Super Poly set in case he does go for something like Relinquished. And another Dark Monster, I guess. I'm not entirely certain as to how Relinquished gets over Dragoon at all. I legitimately do not know. But hey, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday today. You've completed yet another week of whatever your existence is, and you deserve to be congratulated for it. Hey, well, that's how they do it, I guess. They just scoop them up. I guess we're going to game number 3. Okay, here we go for game number 3. We're playing up against a fellow incognito user, which just shows up as Duelist. Oh no, never mind, it's Windows 10! Let's go, the best operative system available. Windows 10, okay. Well, our starting hand is not great, but we do have interaction, surprisingly. The Shaddoll Fusion is probably the best card we have available to us right this second, at the very least. Let's see what Windows 10 attempts to do. But yeah, as I was saying, I hope you guys have picked out your brew of choice, and you managed to sit down for a while and just relax. Card of Consonance. So he's playing Blue Eyes here. He is going to go neg 2 on this, which is completely fine in my book. Going to normal summon the Manju of the 10,000 hands. So he's playing Chaos Max, which I actually enjoy a lot, but that does mean I'm kind of screwed because I don't necessarily have a way of outing Chaos Max. But he ends his turn on nothing but Manju, which is really interesting. He does get the effect of a White Stone of Ancients here, making him summon a Blue Eyes. And we don't really have a way of dealing with that right now. He's going to go for the Abyss Dragon, which makes perfect sense in my book. We can make a Winda here, but the Winda is not enough, which is very, very unfortunate, because it simply doesn't do... It doesn't do enough, and he doesn't have an extra deck monster, so we'll just go ahead and normal summon our boy. It is going to go off flawlessly, finding us the invocation. That's great. This means we can go into Moon Maiden, and this means we can fire off at least this to get ourselves the Mechaba using these two. Gonna activate the invocation to get this back. This is a very wonky way of doing it, but trust me, I have a point. We're gonna activate Shaddoll Fusion here, and we are going to make ourselves Construct using this and Shaddoll Dragon. When Construct hits the board, we're going to activate the effect as we normally do. And I believe this time we're going to just thin our deck. So we're gonna send Squamata, we're gonna activate Squamata's effect. He is playing Chaos Max, so we do have to be a little bit careful of sending things that can be in defense position, because that would be bad. We're going to activate Shaddoll Beast. Beast draws us Red Eyes Fusion, which is the worst one we could have gotten there. That's unfortunate. We'll just set one then. We needed a spell card to negate the advanced ritual art that is bound to appear here. We're going to go in for the Abyss Dragon. It's going to die thanks to the effect because it was special summoned. So unfortunately no damage there, but that's okay. Then we're going to punch over the Manju. I don't think he necessarily cares about that. It's kind of par for the course. Alright, he's going to take a chunk of damage. We're simply going to pass the turn with a Schism up, which is pretty good, because on his draw phase, we're going to activate the Schism here. I can't activate the effect, apparently. Even though I have 2 darks. Hello? I wanted to Winda. Oh, during the main phase. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. Okay. I can't read. It's okay. Some things never change, right? I still don't know how to read cardboard. White Stone of Ancients is summoned. Okay, we are going to activate Schism now. Schism is going to make the Winda here, banishing Dragon and Squamata, limiting him to 2 summons. Kind of locking him out of whatever he attempts to do, which is going to be a relinquished Anima. That's interesting. He's going to activate and try and steal our Construct. We are going to negate this, pitching the Alistair. Now he's going to fire the Advanced Ritual Art if he has it. And then we have an Ash for that too. Actually, he can't, because Winda is preventing him from special summoning again. Oh, Winda does it again, folks. Who would have guessed that? Winda's a good card. Alright, let's head over to the next game. This has been fun. Game number 4. Alright, we got ourselves game number 4 against Extion. And we lose the rock, paper, scissors again. Maybe I should keep a count on how poorly I perform at rock, paper, scissors. Who knows? Starting hand is not very good. This is probably the first time we've ever been dealt a really, really bad hand. Any fusion spell here might save it, but even then, that's debatable. Oh, we're playing Magical Muskets. That's actually really bad for this deck, because Magical Muskets do a lot. So the only thing he has is Dock. That's interesting. Dock, unfortunately, is not going to really do anything to us here. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of options. We're just going to not do anything, because the thing that Magical Musketeers excel at is punching through monsters. If we don't have any monsters, we're decently safe. So we're just going to choose to set one and pass, and hope that we draw a fusion spell of any kind. A fusion spell will get us off the ground at least, because his entire hand is essentially hand traps at this point, which means he probably holds Cross Dom and any other card that he essentially needs. Okay, he is going to go to Musketeer Max here, which is fine. He's going to special summon Magical Musketeer monsters equal to the number of spells. That's fine. The only thing he does here is get himself another body on board and enable our Shaddoll fusion, which is kind of nice. We probably shouldn't have said it either, but I just kind of wanted to fire something on the board except just leaving it completely empty. Caspar is going to come out, and Caspar is probably the best magical musketeer available. It's unfortunate for us because we, again, don't really have a play off of it here. He doesn't even attack for the 1,000, which is funny. Alistair the Invoker is interesting on paper because he's never ever going to let this go through. We'll normal summon it. It's going to be hit by a cross dom immediately. If he has it. This is, yeah, Ash even. Okay, yep, that's fine. Ash is completely fine. Since that is the case, we are going to go off and we are going to destroy the Alistair here. Again, we don't want things on the board, so we'll simply attack into Musketeer Max. We'll attempt to crash. We won't get to, but that's even... Like, I don't mind taking the 1,000 here. Getting a cross dom out is fine. As long as I don't have any monsters on board, that's essentially a better trade-off, because that means he won't be able to Utopia double me, in case that's the thing he wants to do. That is completely fine. My idea was to send him to the graveyard anyway, so I could pass my turn. That is a-okay by me. Alright. We'll see if we can muster up a fusion spell here, because we're still lacking them, which is where this deck falters, as it always is. If you don't manage to get a fusion spell to your hand, and your hand is looking kind of like mine is right now, you can't really do a lot. Like, you need to access the extra deck to do things, and if you can't, you're not having fun. Right, is it going to be max into max here? It is, actually, so he's going to special summon another monster off of that, which is super interesting that he's choosing to do that. But yeah, go right ahead and do your Musketeer. I do really regret putting the Schism there now. That's really unfortunate. Going to pick up the Starfire, which makes perfect sense to me. This is going to be a slight chunk of damage, so I do need to find a play soon. Still 5 cards in hand, meaning he most likely has everything he needs to pop off. He does have no targets for Starfire, though, which is kind of interesting because I don't have anything on the board whatsoever. He is going to choose to go to Nightmare Phoenix here, which is even more interesting. Why would he do that? Is he climbing into something? He doesn't have enough materials to make, like, Boral Sword. No, he is actually going to use its effect to detriment himself. Okay, sure. He's using the Fiendish Deal to disable the Schism, which means he no longer can search for anything, which is completely fine by me. That's actually, like, really good in terms of everything that's going on right now. Because if I don't have anything on the board, he doesn't have a trigger for Musketeer anymore. If, you know, we have to pass another turn where nothing happens, I suppose. A Super Poly here would actually be one of the best cards I can get, because I could set Squamata, Super Poly away the Magical Musketeer, and suddenly his entire hand's dead. That would probably be the best. Okay, we're going to take the 29 here from the Double Punch. Which is unfortunate, but we don't exactly have an option. Super Poly's good. Shaddoll Fusion's really good. Either or here is pretty great. What is he thinking in the damage step for? Honest? Ah, he could be running Honest, actually, yeah. I don't know why he would, though. I think the other Musketeers aren't light. Or am I mistaken? Oh, no, they're all light. You could totally run Honest. I'm stupid. You'd think as Fiends they'd be dark, wouldn't they? But no, they're lights for some reason. Alright, we'll take the 1,000. Obviously, he's not going to set anything. He's playing Magical Musketeer, so back row is completely dead. Right, going to the end phase. We draw... not what we want, let's say. This puts us in an incredibly peculiar situation because we don't have anything of use here. We don't want to summon anything. Even if he summons a Musketeer, we still survive one more turn. We're going to do exactly that. We are just going to pass. Any fusion spell would have done something here, but no, we have nothing. He's going to go for the Pot of Desires. I will actually Ash this. Just to make sure he can't find anything that he's looking for. So I already used the Caspar, already used the Starfire. Hell, even a Dogmatic Punishment would actually help here. Because Punishment would allow us to get rid of 2 cards, potentially. This is a very slow grind game, this one, but... Okay, he normal summons the Ash, meaning he is definitely going into a 4. Most likely going into Boral's Sword, I would guess. Just for the big beat. It is Access Code Talker. That is not good. That actually spells the end of the game here because... No. Why? If he had just targeted the Nightmare Phoenix, he would have been at 42 and he would have killed me. Why didn't he... Why? Is he sparing me? God, I hope I draw a card I can end the game with now. That'd be the funniest. Well, his entire hand is now offline, so that's positive. Any card. Not a card. This is the problem with this deck specifically. If you brick like this, good luck, buddy. I will just... It doesn't matter, because he's just gonna pop them, isn't he? Yeah, that's unfortunate. We'll take the defeat on this one. That hand was absolutely terrible. Let's hop into the last game. What the fuck is this? Hold on a fucking minute here. What? What is he doing here? There's no fucking way! You know what? Fuck this. I'm calling him. I'm calling him right fucking now. I'm gonna tell him what a fucking piece of shit he is. You fucking piece of shit!
What the fuck is happening?
I'm recording for Fun Friday!
Yes!
How did you manage to snipe me when I'm recording in the middle of the fucking morning?
Oh my god, like, this is just the weirdest situation ever.
Like, literally, I was sitting here, I usually tab out when I wait for the matches, and I just tab in and I see that fucking face staring at me.
I hope that gets into the video.
Well, yes, obviously, this is the final duel of the video. Well, I guess we're not being calm anymore. I'm just gonna fucking enjoy my coffee and laugh my ass off.
Okay, gotta play here.
Yeah, what the fuck are you up to? Why are you in casual queue? Oh, okay, yeah, that's fun. I like this. I actually really like Numeron. Is it the generator one?
Yeah.
Oh, playtesting. Neat. You're gonna absolutely hate what I'm playing then.
Cool.
You're gonna
to hear it.
You're gonna not enjoy this ride. Oh, is that gonna be an Appaloosa perhaps?
Maybe.
Yo, is that a boss stage? Yo, is that Appaloosa? Yeah. Wow, look, boss stage. How cool. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen here, huh?
Could be literally anything.
Wow, it could be literally anything, right? It's not like it's Shadow of the Generator bosses. And a bunch of tokens. Okay, well, yeah. Meltdown? Yeah? Oh, there he is! It's her! Well, now what to do? You know what, let's just... Yeah, there's your boy. Oh wow, what a shocking surprise. Anyway, I wasn't planning on using him.
That hurts a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. You gonna negate him too?
I have to. You still walk over it.
I know. Anyway, let's check
Otherwise,
this
you're
one
going
off
to.
too. Oh no, not my dragon. How could you do such a thing to me?
There is a reason that I set this card.
I mean, yeah. Obviously. Let's just, yeah. I'm tired of it. Get it out of here. Now, what could that card possibly be? Gee, I wonder. Gee, I wonder.
Oh, that's not a good one. First, I'm going to what disabled my boss stage?
Yep, it's permanently negated.
Cool.
And it exists. Oh
so
no, anyway.
I get a new one, and
Oh,
I got
no.
a boss room.
Wahoo. It's okay, I can get rid of it again, probably. Wow,
Take him out
Lobster.
himself. Actually, hard.
Harr. Harr, harr. I like
Then
Har. Har's pretty good.
there's another one.
Wow, you actually had another one too, damn. That's unfortunate. Oh, it's Monstrosity. Okay.
So I can get that boy and
Soldier Boy. Yo, who the hell uses Naglfar?
can come up in niche situations.
He
So
has a really cool design, actually. I like him. He literally looks like a 13-year-old's wet hell dream. Yo, enter Blathnir. Damn, dude.
catch Naglfar and banish
Yeah.
that boy.
Obvious
So
choice. Pretty obvious choice, unfortunately.
Okay, during battle, I know I cannot get over your.
Abcalone can't be destroyed by battle.
That hurts a bit, but
Hurrah! Draw me 2 cards.
yeah, I will not negate that.
Are you sure?
Unfortunately, I am.
Okay, well, I'll use 1d2 then.
Ah.
Fun.
Now I'm actually considering taking him out.
Yeah, I know.
Hurts, but I think. Ah, no, I still have an attack, so I can.
Yeah, okay, let me just do that.
That gives you fusion.
It does. And you, for some reason, actually have an extra deck monster on board.
I will not attack into that.
That's rude. He just wanted to be attacked, dude. Come on. Oh, that's
Ja, bitte auf.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that's not great, actually. That kind of ruins everything. Activate the card in response to the effect of a junior card effects. You can discard one card. Your opponent's activated post push. Each player draws a card. But you don't have a card. you don't have a card. Unless you're planning to draw a card, like, right this second. And in that case, yeah, okay. Yo, is that Utgarda?
It is.
Let's not let you have Utgarda. I kind of like Utgarda a lot, actually. Utgarda is definitely one of the better ones. Huh. I'm in draw phase. Which is exactly why I decided to activate it now. What did we get rid of here? That's like the worst. I guess we... This really sucks, because I don't have a lot of usable things. Yeah, unfortunate. Wahoo.
I will do that. Tribute
fine.
those. Confirm.
That is A-okay by me.
And tag him out.
Yep, he can fuck right off. Nice, hella. Alright, you have chosen to destroy him. How poorly you've chosen. Different name. Special summon that monster in defense position. Oh, you get to bring the idiot back.
Utgarda.
Yeah, there's Utgarda. Unfortunate. I tried to get rid of it. Well, that's a shame. You should know me better, though. I am a good invoked player.
Actually drew it.
I had it the entire time.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and let's just do the obvious one, I guess, right?
Mecha. Bruh.
Mecha bruh. I'll just get him back, too, while we're at it. Nice. Yeah, you don't have any cards.
And you, fucker, didn't, like, put a card from your deck to your hand.
No.
So I cannot trigger Har in that case.
I know.
That is so bad.
Let's reintroduce you to an old friend, shall we? Yeah. I'm gonna get this just to make sure. Which I still have not fired this turn, by the way. Yep.
I have to fire that.
It really sucks, but you kinda have to.
Oh, not that, but those two. Banish snake.
Nah.
Ah, fuck! You cannot. You could do that, yeah.
Of course I can.
Because I don't have cards in hand.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you couldn't have.
That's why I'm sitting here. You have nothing in your hands. I could just
Yeah.
go for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. I've had to do a super weird way around for that, but nice.
Yeah, I'm dead.
You are very dead, sir. It appears your silly boss stage simply cannot out to the Dragoon yet again. But you know what? You're at 100 life points. I'll kill you with a snake. It seems fair. Well, that was an unexpected turn of events. Yeah. I don't really have words for just happened. The chances of running into Ikorion randomly are slim to none, considering I choose to record these early in the morning, just so I can sort of enjoy my coffee, play my game, you know, do my thing. And apparently he had the exact same plan as I did. Keep in mind, that was not scripted. I had no fucking idea he was in there, and neither did he. That was, that was fucking interesting. But regardless, what do we think about the deck? Well, you should all know, this is my love child to Yu-Gi-Oh! I absolutely adore Shaddolls in general. I decided to take an entire journey spending over 1,200 something bucks just to experience the journey with Shaddolls. These guys are one of the most fun decks that I know, simply because it is kind of not necessarily skill-based, because the combos are easy to understand, but just the amount of flexibility you have is incredible in a deck based on fusions. Having fusions based off of only attributes and a single Shaddoll monster makes it very easy to adapt it to the metagame, makes it incredibly powerful considering cards like Construct exists and is one of the easiest ones to summon, of course including Winda as the second one, both of which having incredibly strong effects. It's just really good. I happen to play the combo variant of the deck where you are supposed to do the full combo, even though we never got to see it today, but that's sort of the way of the deck. It is a slow grind game-based deck that just wants to outvalue your opponent until they can't stand it anymore. You saw that very well in the duel against Acorion, as he simply ran out of resources, and I just kept getting them back. Needless to say, this deck is amazing. If you really want to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! And you want to play most likely the most competitive option you have right out the gate, buy yourself 3 Shaddoll structure decks. They're still available for a decent price, and the cards you get within it will hold up against most decks, even if they're not, super competitive right out the bat. It is an incredibly good starting point for those wishing to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Take the same journey I did, if you wish, because I would highly recommend it. Now, of course, if you enjoyed the video, do remember to click the subscribe button, because we are extremely close to hitting that 2K mark, and getting there would mean everything to me. If you would like, you are free to leave a like as well, because it shows that you watch the video and that you care for the stuff that I'm doing. If you'd like to support me beyond that point, there's always Patreon and YouTube memberships, where you have new perks updated as of last week, I believe it is, when this video goes up, so go give that a look. Even sending me a coffee every month is the best thing you can do to keep my channel alive. Now, as always, remember to stay safe out there, and enjoy the rest of your weekends.